Your doctor has probably told you what to avoid. Almost nobody tells you what to actually eat more of. Today, I'm not ranking 7 fruits. I'm narrowing it down to the 3 that do real, measurable work for your blood sugar. And I'm going to show you exactly how much, when to eat them, and the one mistake that cancels out the benefit completely. By the end of this video, you'll know which fruit in your kitchen right now is quietly working against you, and which 3 should replace it starting tomorrow morning. Where are you watching from today? Type your country below. I read every comment. Here's what most fruit advice gets backwards. People assume low sugar is the goal. It isn't. The goal is slow sugar, fruit that enters your bloodstream gradually instead of all at once. That difference comes down to 3 things: fiber, ripeness, and what you eat the fruit with. 2 people can eat the exact same fruit and get 2 completely different blood sugar results, just based on those 3 variables. I'm going to walk you through the 3 fruits that consistently perform best on all 3 fronts, the exact portion that works, and a simple habit shift that matters more than the fruit itself. Stick around for the third one. It's the one almost nobody mentions, and it might already be in your fridge doing nothing for you because of how you're eating it. 1. Berries, the slow-release fruit. Blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries sit near the bottom of the glycemic index, most in the 25 to 40 range, similar to lentils. That's not an accident. Berries are mostly water, seeds, and skin, which means very little of what you're eating is actual sugar. But here's the part that matters more than the number. The skin of a berry is where most of the beneficial plant compounds live, the ones linked to better insulin response. Blend the berries into a smoothie, and you tear that skin apart before your body ever gets the benefit. Bake them into a muffin next to a cup of white flour, and the muffin overwhelms whatever good the berries were doing. The way that works best: a cup of whole berries, eaten cold or at room temperature, stirred into something with protein or fat, plain yogurt, cottage cheese, a small handful of nuts. The protein slows digestion down even further, so the berries and the meal work together instead of fighting each other. Think about the difference between a berry smoothie for breakfast and a bowl of yogurt with whole berries on top. Same fruit, same amount. 2 very different mornings for your blood sugar. 2. Apples. Timing changes everything. An apple with the skin on sits around a glycemic index of 36 to 40, genuinely gentle. But the detail that changes everything isn't the apple itself. It's when you eat it. Fiber-rich foods eaten before a meal slow down how quickly everything else you eat that day turns into blood sugar. That's not a marketing claim. It's basic digestive physiology. Fiber forms a kind of buffer in your gut, and pectin, which is concentrated right under the apple's skin, is especially good at this. So the habit that works: an apple, skin on, eaten about 10 minutes before your next meal, not blended into a smoothie, not peeled, not turned into applesauce, whole with the skin ahead of time. I think of it less like a snack and more like preparation. You're not eating the apple instead of your meal. You're eating it in front of your meal, so your body is already a step ahead by the time the rest of your plate arrives. If you peel the apple, you're throwing away the part doing most of the work. If you juice it, you've removed the fiber entirely, and you're left with something closer to sugar water. 3. Pears, the one almost nobody mentions. Pears rarely make these lists, and that's a mistake. A medium pear has more fiber than an apple, and a good portion of that fiber is the kind your gut bacteria ferment slowly, which means an even more gradual release into your bloodstream. The catch with pears is ripeness, the same way it works with bananas. A firm, slightly underripe pear has more of that slow-digesting fiber intact. Once a pear turns soft and very sweet, more of that structure has broken down into simple sugar. Neither version is bad, but a firm pear eaten whole with the skin is the version that does the most work for you. Here's a small habit that ties all 3 fruits together. Eat them earlier in the day rather than late at night. Your body's insulin sensitivity is generally better in the morning and early afternoon than it is right before bed. The same pear at 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. can behave differently, not because the fruit changed, but because your body's ability to respond to it did. The mistake that cancels all of this out: if there's fruit juice in your refrigerator, apple, orange, cranberry, doesn't matter which. That's the habit undoing everything we just covered. Juicing removes the fiber and skin from any fruit, which is the exact mechanism that made berries, apples, and pears work in the first place. What's left behind hits your bloodstream almost as fast as regular soda. You don't have to throw it out today. Just let the bottle you have now be the last one you buy.
So to recap, whole berries with protein, an apple eaten 10 minutes before your meal, and a firm pear earlier in the day. Three fruits, three small timing habits, and one thing to phase out, the juice. None of this requires a strict diet or giving up fruit. It just means understanding that how and when you eat these three fruits matters as much as which ones you choose. Tell me in the comments, which of these three do you already eat? And which one are you adding this week? If this helped you look at fruit differently, hit like so it reaches someone else managing the same thing. And if you want to know the 3 morning drinks that quietly work against everything we just covered, that video is right here. I'll see you in the next one.